Imagine waking up in America and realizing that everything you worked for is suddenly gone. Your job has disappeared, your savings have vanished, and your future feels uncertain. This was the United States at the start of the 1930s, when the wealth and confidence of the Roaring Twenties collapsed into one of the darkest chapters in history, the Great Depression. Only a few years earlier, America was booming. After World War I, Europe was destroyed, and the United States became the world's industrial powerhouse, supplying food, raw materials, and weapons to struggling nations. Factories expanded, exports exploded, jobs multiplied, and enormous wealth flowed into the country. But this prosperity was built on dangerous foundations: easy credit, reckless bank lending, overproduction, and blind faith in the stock market. Throughout the 1920s, Americans were told that stocks could only rise. Banks handed out loans freely, and people invested borrowed money, even risking their homes. The market soared, confidence grew, and speculation replaced caution. Then the cracks began to appear. Wages stopped growing, demand slowed, interest rates increased, and fear quietly spread. On October 29, 1929, Black Tuesday, panic swept Wall Street. Millions of shares were sold in hours, wiping out billions of dollars. The stock market collapsed, and with it, the fragile economy. Banks failed, businesses closed, and unemployment skyrocketed. By 1933, more than 25% of Americans were out of work. Savings disappeared overnight. Factories shut down. Farmers were crushed by falling crop prices and devastating dust storms known as the Dust Bowl. Families who once lived comfortably were forced into poverty, surviving in makeshift camps called Hoovervilles, relying on soup kitchens and bread lines just to eat. The crisis quickly spread beyond America. European nations, already weakened by World War I, depended heavily on U.S. loans and trade. When American credit dried up, banks collapsed across Europe, global trade fell apart, and political extremism gained ground, most notably in Germany, where economic desperation helped fuel the rise of Nazism. Hope returned in 1933 with Franklin D. Roosevelt and his New Deal, which stabilized banks, regulated markets, created jobs, and restored public trust. Recovery was slow, but real. The final break from the Great Depression came with World War II, as American factories reopened to supply weapons and materials, reviving industry and employment. The Great Depression lasted nearly a decade, but it changed the world forever. It reshaped economics, politics, and global power, and stands as a powerful reminder that even the strongest nation can fall when balance is lost and greed goes unchecked.